plays. Yeah. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays. Yeah.
All right, welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz.
What up, what up, what up?
Tuesday, the 31st, almost to June already, man. This year's going by pretty quick.
Zooming.
Had a lot going on over the weekend in sports. Had the game 7 with the Celtics and Heat. Now getting ready for Celtics Warriors finals. I'm joined today by Greg and also by Rob Scott. How you guys doing today?
Doing good, Chris.
Man, doing great. We also had, a great night in the world of boxing as well. Saw Tank knock out Rolly.
Yeah.
6-round knockout. Caught him clean with that left counter hook.
I missed that one.
Man, he walked right into it. Chris, if you get a chance to check out the highlights on YouTube, a lot of people had Rolly winning that fight before the knockout. And from what I was seeing, he was controlling the pace. I wouldn't say he was just flat out winning, but it was a fight. And then that 6th round came, and I don't know what Javante said to get in his head or whatever, but Rolly kept pushing the issue, and he sidestepped the hell out that man, caught him with that left hook, counter flush. Right in the chop, and man gave him those spaghetti legs. The ref had to call it off, So Tank proving he a bad boy. So we had a great night in the world of boxing as well. So I'm feeling good. Also, speaking of boxing, just a plug to Unscripted. I appreciate them once again letting me on their show. We interviewed Robert Durant Jr., Roberto Durant, for Son, for the guys who don't know, and we all know who Roberto Durant was to the world of boxing. So that was cool to interview his son, man. I feel like that's my first big interview of my very young sports talking career. So, shout out to them for letting me be a part of that. So y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah, if you haven't checked that interview out, go check it out. It was real good. Unfortunately, I was supposed to be a part of it, but I ended up having to go on date night that night. So
hey, you got it. Happy wife, happy life.
Gotta do it.
Happy husband, who cares?
They get to be part of that, but I watched a lot of it because we went to a drive-in to go watch that new Top Gun movie, which by the way,
wow,
new Top Gun Maverick it's an awesome movie. It was great. We went and watched it at a drive-in Saturday night, but on the way there we had like a 30-minute drive. So I was listening to you guys talk to Robert Durant Jr. on our way there.
I appreciate that, Chris. I hope y'all had a good time, man. You know what? I'm actually excited about seeing that movie because my mom is just one of those women who, when I was growing up, we watched all the old school movies, So I saw Top Gun, and I'm a fan. I even love the song by Berlin, "Take Your Breath Away." So take my breath away. So you know what I'm saying. I'm excited to see that. So don't spoil it for me, Chris. But I hope you had.
I won't spoil it, but I will say this: it was one of the better movies I've seen in a long time. It was real good.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. That's how I felt about Batman. Me personally, I think Robert Pattinson did an excellent job. But critics will be critics.
We'll start with let's go ahead and start with the Celtics and Heat game, because I wanted to talk a little bit about Jimmy Butler, because everybody's talking about how great he played them last 2 games, which he did.
Yeah.
And that shot, which I didn't have a problem with that shot, because I've seen him take that shot in that game and hit it.
Yeah.
So what? But me personally, I'd have rather him drive for a layup.
Yeah.
But the thing everybody's kind of glossing over is the fact Jimmy Butler, played great them last 2 games, but he also had 2 games in that series where he didn't play good at all. Played terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And if he don't have them 2 games, then he might win that series.
Right.
And everybody, since he played so good them last 2 games, it's like everybody just forgot about that. And it might have been due to injury. I know he's battling an injury, but he didn't look right at all for 2 games in a row. And then all of a sudden, the next 2 games, he comes out and scores 40-something points both games.
Right.
Good old Jimmy.
Good old Jimmy Buckets.
I thought the Celtics were going to mess around and blow that game. Got off to a good start and then just kept letting them hang around.
That's what it was looking like. Me and Greg actually spoke on it briefly, and I have to agree with him. Like you have to call Jimmy a superstar now. Like he's proved enough that he can get the job done when you require him to. Me personally, I didn't have a problem with him taking that shot. You're gonna live and die by Jimmy if you're Miami Heat at that point in time. And Jimmy was the reason you had a fighting chance. I mean, they were down 20 or close to it, or in that first half.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, Jimmy got you back in that game. He woke up. Bam started to wake up a little bit as well, but for the most part, it was Jimmy. So I'm gonna live and die. I can understand Jimmy's logic. Al Horford is playing off of me. Everybody's saying he could have went for the layup, but people not understanding. Al Horford has shown he's a versatile defender. He can guard guards going to the lane. That's why Boston switches so much. So are you really gonna chance that if I could get this clean of a look, because Al Horford was trailing off the 3-point line. He was back and back. Jimmy got actually a clean look at that 3-point shot. He got a very clean look. Now he might not have had his legs under him, but he got a very clean look at that shot. And I understand. I'm not trying to go over in overtime with the Celtics. I'm not.
Right.
Either we gonna win now or we lose. But we not playing an additional 5 minutes with these dudes. The defense was tenacious. Marcus Smart and what's my boy name? Kyle Lowry was having a flopping contest. So
Yep, they were.
It was a great series, though. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to the Miami Heat, because nobody had them winning. Nobody even gave them a chance. So for it to literally come down to that shot, I think people got to give Jimmy and them love. Tyler Hero was hurt. Kyle Lowry was hurt. Jimmy himself was hurt. They were very unhealthy in this matchup. So, remember, they didn't have Markieff Morris. They didn't. It's key pieces that this Miami Heat roster either were missing or was just compromised due to injury.
Yeah, that's true. And first off, what a great run by the Heat. Knowing that I didn't hear anybody say that they would even make it as far as they did as the 1 seed. So Coach Spo and everybody, that was a great run by them. As far as the shot by Jimmy, I was fine with it. At that point in the game, just like Rob was saying, we either gonna win or we gonna lose, but we're not playing 5 more minutes. Because even if they would have went to overtime, I feel like Jason Tatum would have took over in the overtime. So might as well just go ahead and win, try to win at that point. It didn't go in. But Jimmy Butler is a superstar. I want people to realize that the performance he had in Game 6, those are the type of performances where we haven't seen. Well, everybody says, well, Steph Curry's never had that kind of a game and all that. Well, we still call him a superstar. So how come Jimmy Butler can't be one? And I understand he doesn't do the, commercials or, TikToks or whatever, the trendy thing is now, but he is a baller. And he proved in the last 2 games that you can count on Jimmy Butler to carry your team to get you to where you need to be. And so he is a superstar in my book. As far as the Celtics, great job. Jason Tatum did what he was supposed to do. So now they're in the final. I think their luck is about to run out, though. But yeah.
Yes, Lord. I'm glad we all in agreement on that.
Yeah, I see Golden State taking that in 6. It could go 7, but I'm gonna say 6. But I just feel like the teams are evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Clay found himself in that last game.
Close out Clay?
Yeah, close out Clay. Yeah. yeah. He found himself in that game. It's like, okay. And the thing with Clay is what I'm seeing in these playoffs is when his shot is going down early, he starts feeling good. And that's when he has those big games.
Mm-hmm.
When his shot isn't going in early, he starts to doubt himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang, I ain't shooting good today. I'm 0 for 5. I'm 1 for 6. And then it turns into a very long day. So this finals will come down to, whoever plays the better defense, but also Clay. If that shot is falling early, Warriors are going to be just fine. And everybody else has to step up too for Golden State, just like they've been doing. Wiggins, Poole, Gary Payton II is going to play in this final now. So
I think that's
a big guy to get back because especially defensively.
He might come back. Otto Porter might get back. So
Otto Porter.
You talking about what the old saying goes? The cavalry is coming. Here come the cavalry because now you got some dogs.
Well, that's what I said.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I said on my show last night. I took Warriors in 6.
Yeah.
And, I think it's going to be a good series, but I think a lot of people are underrating how good a defense the Warriors play.
Thank you.
About how great the Celtics defense is, which they are. They might be the best defense in the league, but the Warriors defense, they're not slouches on defense. They play defense.
Yeah, they play.
And the other thing that I think is really going to help the Warriors is their ball movement, and they have guys that are good catch and shoot guys. And against a defense like Boston that wants to get physical with you, get your hands on you, being able to catch and shoot like that can put that defense in some trouble. That can take away some of the physicality because you're not trying to dribble around. You're getting rid of the ball quick, and the way their offense is moving the ball, I think the Celtics are going to have some trouble on defense with the Warriors.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get to that point that you just said. But I'm glad that Greg put emphasis on Game 6. And we talk about what Jimmy Butler did. Listen to this stat line. Without knowing any context, without knowing, who the player was, just listen to this stat line and tell me, does this sound superstar worthy? 16 of 29 from the field, 4-8 from the three-point line, 11 of 11 from the free throw line. We're talking 9 rebounds, 3 of them being offensive, 8 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, and only 1 turnover. Does that not sound superstarish to you?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's a superstar. I think the injury is what slowed him down the other 2 games, or the Heat might have won that series.
Yeah.
I think the Celtics are the better overall team.
Yeah.
I thought they were more talented. I thought they had the better overall team, but if the Heat were healthy, they might have won that series because of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I mean that Game 6 performance. It goes down as his final.
Even Game 7 performance.
Double.
Even that Game 7 performance. I know it ended up being a loss, but I mean,
if
he would have hit that shot, everybody's burying him.
It's a different story.
Nobody would have complained that he took.
I would have said anything. That's
different
right.
story.
No.
He hits that 3-point shot. Now the narrative has completely changed.
Yeah.
And now people saying, "What a shot, Jimmy." You had, you know what? And this is my problem with people. Keep your same energy. You can't pick and choose when you want somebody to have cojones. Because if that had been any of the top-notch superstars, he would have been getting plays for having the cojones, the testicular fortitude, as mankind used to say, to even take that shot.
Yeah.
So now that this guy had the gall to take this shot, now you want to bury him for it. I don't care if he was 23% from the 3-point line. By this time, we haven't really had a great series. If you look at, because if you really look, even the games Miami won, you can honestly say most of them games Boston dominated this series.
Yes.
Even though we went to 7 games, Boston dominated this series. They just had a couple mistakes at the end in which Miami was able to make them pay for it.
Yeah, had a couple bad quarters here and there with
Yeah,
stuff end up costing them the game.
But see, that's the thing that I almost want to say Warriors are 5. Because you can't make those mistakes against the Golden State Warriors. That's the difference between the 15-point lead and the 5-point lead. You make those mistakes and they hit two or three threes, and now the game is bust wide open. And the thing with Boston is Boston hasn't shown that they play well at Boston. Yeah. They had a couple closeout games that they didn't close out on at Boston. So, and the Warriors are a great road team. So I'm telling you guys, man, I got the Warriors taking care of business against the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, the first 2 games are going to show how long this series is going to go. If it's 1-1 going back to Boston, then we'll have a long series. If it's 2-0 going back to Boston, we're going to have a short series.
Yeah.
It's going to be very short.
How did they decide who gets the home court advantage in the finals? Because the Warriors have the home court, but Miami was the better seed.
But Boston, well, their record, I don't think their record was
okay. So they go by overall record.
They have more wins, yeah. Have more wins.
Yeah, I was wondering how they done that. I wasn't for sure. So overall record. That's why.
Overall record. Yeah.
That's why I told a guy last night. So I said they must have went by overall record, didn't?
Yeah, because Boston was 51-31, and Golden State was 53-29.
Yep. So I was just assuming they were going to go by the seeds.
So this is why this is an important rule for NBA players, especially future NBA players going into the league. Sometimes it's not wise to tank games.
Regular season matters more than what you think.
Than what you think, because look at this. We're talking about a matter of 2 wins. And Boston has home court advantage, which I really think Boston needs every advantage that they can get in this series. Not having home court advantage might hurt Boston because, like I was talking with a friend of mine, Steph Curry's 3, when they hit a 3 at Chase Center, that's like Michael Jordan scoring the dunk at the Chicago Stadium. That's like Dr. J giving the highlight. That's a no-look pass for Magic. It raises the elevation of the crowd noise in that arena.
Yeah.
When they don't let Steph get hot. Don't let Steph catch the Holy Ghost and the crowd gets into it. And yeah, Greg, that's my term for it. When a player start playing out of his mind, that's what you call catching the Holy Ghost. Yes, Lord.
Yes, that's it. And we've seen this in the finals where a team is just separated by 2-3 games. I remember in 2013, Miami had a couple more wins than the Spurs. That came back to bite. Obviously, Ray Allen hitting the shot and everything. Then the game 7 at Miami. So the following year, it was the Spurs that had a couple more wins than the Heat. And we saw what happened there. So yeah,
Kawhi got Finals MVP.
Kawhi got Finals MVP. So tanking games, it can come back to bite.
It can. It can. Regular season matters, especially nowadays when you look at it's so many tough teams out here. And you look at this year that just passed, it's only about to get tougher. Moves are about to be made. Contracts are about to be signed. Some teams have found themselves. You look at the Memphis Grizzlies, they're really 1 or 2 moves away from being up there, if they're not already up there with that young core that they got, because they got a bunch of dogs on that team. Dame Dollar comes back. Where he going? It's a lot of unanswered questions I can't wait till October. I'm telling you, already I can't wait.
How much do you think? How much do you think fatigue is going to factor into the series as well? Boston's went through 2 7-game series. They've had Boston's not completely healthy either. I mean, Mark's been banged up.
Yeah.
So I think that could be a factor. You got the Warriors coming in off a whole week's rest, where you have the Celtics coming in after 2 big series that's been basically right down to the end.
Yeah. And not even just physical fatigue, mental fatigue.
Yes.
Now you got to give your mind a break, because it's like, especially people don't understand when you go up on a team in a couple games in the series, and then you let that team come back. Oh, you're stressing. You don't want to be like, we were just up 3-1. We was up 3-2. Like, what we doing? So, Boston has to be stressing. They understand they were 1 3-point shot away from losing that series against Miami. So I think fatigue is going to play a factor. Marcus Smart he's not as healthy. Robert Williams is not healthy, which I think he's going to be a big part of what the Celtics can do, because they might try to, go to reverse or Golden State and play big. And then you put Al Horford, Robert Williams out there together. Yep. So that can come back to bite them in the ass. So fatigue might play a huge issue. What you think, Greg?
Yeah, it can. Boston's been through 2 grueling, series just to get to the final. So that first game, I expect them to kind of be somewhat flat, but I do think it's still gonna be a very good series. It's just once we get to that point, games 4, 5, and 6, I just feel like the Warriors, they've been there and they've done it, and that's gonna be the difference. Not saying that Jason Tatum and Brown are not ready for the bright lights, because they are, but when you're going against a team that's been there and they've done it before, it's a little bit different.
Experience is key.
Yeah,
it's key.
And whoever you have guard Curry, they're going to get wore out, because he's going to run around. He's going to run around the whole damn game. He don't stop.
That's Marcus Smart. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
He's real tired in this series.
He's already banged up coming in. You know what I mean?
He got a foot injury. So think about that. He got a foot injury, and you try to make all these sharp cuts around these screens like Curry is doing. Not to mention, you're going to start running into him. You run into a Kevon Looney or Draymond. That takes a toll on your body.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I don't think Marcus Smart is going to be on Curry all game. They'll switch it off. They'll probably have Tatum or somebody else on him that can move better than what Marcus Smart can as of now.
Yeah. Wiggins is going to be the X factor.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Wiggins is going to be the X factor.
Yeah, Wiggins. Yeah.
That's what I said last night on my show. Wiggins is going to be the X factor. If he plays like he's been playing throughout the playoffs, I think the Warriors win this series. Yeah. But if he starts to struggle, especially on the defensive end, they could have some problems.
See, he's important on both ends of the spectrum, because not only his defense on Tatum or Jaylen Brown, whoever he decides to stick. Yeah, Frankie, welcome home. Whoever he decides to stick, he's not only going to have to cause problems for him, he's going to have to make them expend their energy on the defensive side when they got to stick him. And we've seen Wiggins able to score. He can get you 20 on a good night. And he has some explosive plays that can also raise the noise level of the crowd. You remember that body bag against Luka Doncic. Oh Lord Jesus, the referees tried to save him. It was like, that's a charge. Even I stood up and said, "Now come on, ref." Damn, we can't dunk on people no more.
Right. Wiggins, he's definitely going to be the X factor. Also, Poole.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole, he's going to have to play big in this series too.
Oh yeah. Lead that bench.
Yep.
Lead that bench. That bench is gonna have to step up for the Warriors. But you know what? They got some young dogs. Shout out to that rookie they got up. Was it Moody? Moody
Yeah,
is
Moody.
nice.
Yeah.
Moody is not. Moody
He
is
stepped up.
fearless.
He stepped up and played some quality minutes here in the
Yes, he
playoffs.
did.
Man.
He hit some big shots too.
And
Yeah.
Those corner threes.
Kaminga stepped up and played some quality minutes as well.
Yeah, Kaminga. Yeah.
Kaminga led the charge
Yeah.
when they tried to come back in that victory when they were down like 29. And next thing you know, they were down like by 8 points. I was like, whoa, wait. I think Steve Kerr should have rolled it out with that bench. I wouldn't even put Curry in the back end. Like, y'all got us here. Go do y'all thing. Do your thing. Kaminga was out there having I said, when that boy learn that? He up there putting them in the post, has he with the shoulders? I say, okay, I see somebody been watching some KG film. You know, KG when he was the kid. See, so a lot of people only remember big ticket KG. I remember the kid KG.
The kid.
Oh boy, you want to talk about a mod? They had never seen nothing like KG before. This big old power forward, tall, skinny, moving like a guard, shimmy shaking from the free throw
And a lot
line.
of people forget he came straight out of high school.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. From Farragut, baby, out here in Chicago. We breed hoopers, y'all. I
was a big KG fan back in the day.
Man, KG was a monster.
Yes,
man.
He was.
Oh my God, you know.
And I was a big Grant Hill fan, and I think he would be even a bigger monster if he could have stayed healthy.
Man, I always think about what could have been with the Orlando Magic with him and TLAK.
Oh man,
that you talking about trouble. Oh my God, man! You know it's messed up. He never got to see that coming to fruition. I'm glad though he got to play some good later years though. Those Phoenix Suns teams were tough.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
The other thing that worries me about the Celtics is they'll go on them lulls for 2 or 3 minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes in a game where they don't score. If you do that against the Warriors, you could look up and find yourself down 20.
20. Easy though. Easy. And see, the Warriors got those sneaky leads. You be looking like, damn, I didn't realize they was down. Like they was up 15. They got the threes are so sudden.
That's what I was worried about the Celtics and the Heat is I don't think either one of them can score consistent enough to be able to stay with the Warriors.
Nah. And another thing people don't talk about when the Celtics play defense, they switch. Those switches gonna get you in trouble. Because if you switch a Horford to a Curry to a Poole, we saw what Poole was doing to Luka.
Poole been breaking guys' ankles.
Boy,
you know what I'm saying?
So it's on him, yeah.
And one thing I like about Poole, because I think he's actually rubbed off on Steph in this regard, is Steph won't settle. Steph was like, okay, I can take you to the hole too. You know, so man, I just think right now the Warriors are just playing like they're playing at a championship level. Like they're not playing with their food. They understand they got the advantages, the mismatches. If somebody's injured, oh well, we got to play like they were here. You know, they've been taking care of business, which is why they've been able to rest in between these series. And I just think right now their playing level is just they're playing the right ball at the right time.
Yes, they are. And the only way I can see Boston winning the series is if Clay struggles throughout the entire series. And also Boston playing old school physical defense.
Yeah.
Now, if they do, if those two things happen, then the Celtics could very well take it. But I could see Clay struggling for a game, maybe two, but I don't think it's going to be the whole series.
And not to mention, the referees would have to allow Boston to play that old school.
Exactly.
And now you think they're gonna let you beat up on Steph?
No.
It's not gonna happen. Especially not in Golden State.
Nope. No, sir.
Warriors at 5. I'm calling it, baby. Warriors at 5.
I'm going to 6.
Only 5.
I'll say 6 as well. I'll go ahead and stick with 6.
Warriors at 5. I'll say 6 if they want to end it and go to Warriors at 5. We can end it and go to State at 5.
Now, if what's his name? If Scott Foster is doing one of these finals games, Scott Foster, let these people play.
He know.
Let these players play. Don't blow your whistle every time, Scott Foster. Please and thank you. All right.
And you'll see him blow the whistle, and nobody gets touched.
No, he's the only referee that does that. The rest of them are kind of, they'll call some bad calls, here and there, but at least, you can see, okay, I see what he was, seeing. But Scott Foster is just like, he loves blowing his whistle. Boop, 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 boop. And it's like, come on, man. I see why CP3 is mad at you.
He trying to get TV time.
Yeah, he's trying to.
He on TV time.
Man, I say he's one of the rest that he blows his whistle on everything. So hopefully, if he does do a game in this series, just please don't. Please don't.
Rumor is that KD's going. If the Nets don't commit to Kyrie, that KD's going to demand a trade. If I'm the Nets, I say go ahead and go. I mean, I wouldn't commit to Kyrie if I give him a 1-year deal, but I wouldn't commit no 4 or 5 year sign no 4 or 5 year max extension with him.
Nah,
he hasn't showed that he's committed to play.
I don't know how true this is, but I read somewhere that KD been talking to Ja.
Ooh, that would make the Western Conference different. Yeah, that'll make the Western Conference different.
And I think Memphis got it because they got a lot of young boys on contracts that don't got max deals.
Now, if that happened, so if that did happen, that would mean the KD versus Golden State, rivalry that is. That will be a very spicy matchup next season if Durant does end up with a Ja in Memphis. So
Morant and Durant direction, the connection. Morant and Durant connection. Remember Rocket Sock? Morant and Durant.
And both sides would be very motivated to beat the other. So
if I'm Durant, I'll tie my future with Morant before I'm tying it with staying with Kyrie.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I get you that you don't want to be on the Nets and they're not competitive. And you feel like Kyrie makes you competitive. But my thing is, KD, you're a businessman. Mm-hmm. If you have a great employee, but they tell you when they gonna come to work, are you gonna be trying to give this guy a big payday? Mm-hmm. You gotta understand, you get what you put out. That's Kyrie has put out in this world that he don't need money. He always says that it's not about the money. And my thing with Kyrie is if it's not about the money, then how can you then play and prove your worth and then you get the max contract? Mm-hmm. Give me a full year of basketball. Give me a year of basketball that you only focused on basketball.
Yep.
Every time we look up, your focus is somewhere else. Whether it's on what's going on in the community, what's going on in the nation, what's going on with vaccination statuses. You've done everything but play basketball.
Yeah.
And you want me to give you $175 million for 5 years? Hell no.
Mm-hmm. And to put it in a different way, that would be like coming to work 60% of the time. And you go to your boss and say, "Man, boss, can I get a raise or something?" And then he's looking at you like, "You want a what? You only here 60% of the time."
I didn't even know you still worked here for a second.
Right? Yeah. And you asking for $1.75 raise, $2 raise, whatever you asking for. It's like, no, you're not about to get that. Like, no,
you ain't even worth that.
No, you ain't worth it.
Then you came back and we still got a limit. We got swept.
We got swept, exactly. Right.
Well, that's my thing. Nobody is talking about. You hear these analysts and everybody. Who the hell are you to ask for something? We got swept. They held your ass in check.
Yeah.
What happened to dribble, spin move, and at the rim? You didn't do none of that against Boston.
None.
Marcus Smart showed you why he was defensive player of the year. That's what happened.
Yeah, locked it down. He locked it down. Kyrie hasn't done nothing since he made that game-winning shot in the final. You know, I mean, let's just be honest about it.
Yes, Lord.
So
he shouldn't have never left LeBron.
Yeah. If he would have kept his ego in check, they still could have played together. Yeah.
You know, so and with KD, you know, there's been a lot of questions on, you know, if Golden State wins, will it hurt his legacy? I don't think you can hurt something that's already been hurt. His legacy is already the moment he joined Golden State, his like, that's why I don't see why he left. Like, your legacy, I don't care if you go to 10 places and win a ring. You always gonna like to get you started. You went to a team that not only won 73 games in the season, but they beat you. They came back from 3-1 and beat you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you left because they told your ass the truth that we don't need you. We don't need you. Like, now it questions, like Chris Broussard and Nick Wright brought up a statement, made a good statement. Like, now it seems like Golden State could have took a Bradley Beal and put them where you was at, and they still would have won.
Yep.
Like, we could have took any superstar and won because we were just that good. You were really the one coming in a good situation. And guess what? It proves that they wasn't lying. When Draymond told them we can win without you, they clearly wasn't lying. They're in the finals again.
Yeah.
You're at home.
Yeah.
So I don't know if another superstar. I get KD's a great player, but if I'm watching everything that's went on, do I really want to play with KD? This dude is weird. He got burner accounts. He let dudes on their basement that have no clout at all get under his skin.
He's one of the most sensitive superstars that we have. He's very sensitive. I don't want to say what I'm thinking because he might make a better account and try to follow me or something.
Yeah, and I love KD to play.
He has female tendencies.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way.
You gotta let that stuff go. Yeah. You know, you gotta let that stuff go, man. Yeah. You making millions. Listen to what Charles Barkley said. They were talking about the fact that he ain't got no rings. They were saying, F you, Charles.
Yeah.
You a loser. And guess what he told them? I get to go home and be Charles Barkley, and you get to go home and be a loser.
There it is.
Like you got to get that Charles Barkley skin. How many times have people made fun of him for his lack of ring achievement, even though Charles Barkley was one of the greatest players to play the game?
Yes, he was.
You know, so he doesn't care. He's that confident in himself to know that I don't care about what you say. Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't accomplished nothing you wanted in life, but you're talking about me.
That's right.
KD got to toughen up, man. You know what I'm saying? You a chameleon. You got chameleons of dollars. Like, bro, you got 2 rings. You got 2 final MVPs, 1 league MVP, scoring titles, first team NBA, all NBA team. Come on, bro.
Yeah. And also, to mess up the situation he had the perfect situation at Golden State. He should have just stayed. And because his feelings were hurt, he wanted to go. And I'm just, that's like, okay. Now,
I like the way you said that because his feelings.
Yeah, his feelings were hurt. He wanted to go. So, and you know, I get it. Somebody saying, you know, we don't need you. But let me say it this way: even with that being true,
yeah,
if that was me, I'm like, yeah, y'all don't need me, but we winning these rings together. We making all this money together. I'm gonna stay, even though y'all don't need me, because I'm gonna keep on. We're gonna help each other out. We all winning, we all eating. Okay, cool. Like there's nothing to get,
if I'm
overly sensitive about.
If I'm Kevin Durant, I would have told Draymond, they ain't winning because of you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We would have had a good laugh because it's all right there.
Right.
That's all it is. Learn some, get your skin tough. You sitting at the end of the bench, y'all looking at. That's why, you know what? First of all, Draymond wouldn't even, if you establish who you are from day one, he wouldn't even thought to call me nothing like that.
Exactly.
That can't be the first time that Draymond had called him something like that either.
Right.
You just mad because it was on national TV.
Yeah. Draymond had done it before, or Draymond wouldn't have felt comfortable enough to do it. On national TV during a game like that. You know what I mean?
And my thing is, you came at Draymond. You acting like I don't know how to play.
He did.
I know how to play. I wasn't looking for you. I don't care if you was open, dude. We playing the Clippers in the middle of January. I don't care about this game, bro. You up here, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Get out my face, bro. Don't you know I've been the point forward for this team? I know what's going on. So it's just like, and the funny thing is, you leave the situation and you and Draymond still friends. That's the irony of the situation.
Yeah, that's irony.
Y'all still cool, bro. Y'all laughing and joking at the Olympics, and we won a gold medal. We look, you still winning with the man.
Yeah. And if you guys were able to bury the hatchet, which is good, I'm glad that they was able to do that. If y'all was able to do that, you could have just stayed. Then you might as well have stayed if y'all gonna be cool. So I don't know. Kevin Durant is female.
Yeah, man. He used to be one of my favorite players. And like I said, I still love the way he played.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't know him personally, but just his attitude on the court. I just look at KD sometimes. Like I like players like Kobe, Iverson, Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan would have laughed at stuff like that, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know how many times people told Michael Jordan, man, you can't win nothing without Scott. He's like, so I'm still winning.
Yeah.
Jordan would use that stuff as fuel.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when George Karl didn't come say hi to him at the restaurant. You know what I mean?
So that's what we on? Okay. Yeah. Nobody getting 60 tonight.
Right. He used that the whole series.
Yeah, if he felt you slided him, he was gonna come back at you. He used that as fuel. He didn't take his ball and go home.
Man, I was listening to Byron Scott, and I don't quite know the guy's name. Byron Scott said, the Bulls were about to play the Lakers. Jordan come in, he come talk to Byron. He like, oh, he was like, you guarding me tonight? He like, nah, I'm not playing. So-and-so guarding you tonight. He's like, oh, so-and-so? Yeah, that's 50. So he went back and Byron Scott went back and told dude, like, hey, you got Jordan tonight. He knows you sticking him. He's already predicting 50 on you. Just don't do nothing to piss him off. And he said Jordan ended up with 54. You know what I'm saying? Like I love when I hear these stories because it's like that's what you think of when you think of, to me, when I start thinking about GOATs and the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? There is no way with Kevin Durant's skill level, with the way that he can score the ball, that he's not in our top 10. Yet he's not. He's not in my top 10 of all time. Like, you would think a player like Kevin Durant but it's his attitude.
Yeah.
And your attitude is going to be what holds you back. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Jimmy Butler got the right stuff. It's just sometimes he just up and down with this game. If Jimmy gave me 5 games of going 40 plus, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, okay, now that's a different animal.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
Kevin Durant got the right game, just not the right mental.
Every GOAT has the same mental.
They do.
That Rob is speaking of. Kobe, Jordan, Brady. If you want to put
I'll put Bron in there.
Yeah, Bron.
Bron got that mentality.
I thought Greg was leaving. I thought Greg was going to leave LeBron out. I was waiting to let him finish. I was
about to say you can put Bron in there. You got to put Bron in there because Bron, regardless of how people feel about LeBron has proved himself. I think LeBron was one of the most overhyped players to come into the NBA, and he made you believe the hype. He showed you the hype was real. Like he had a lot to stand up to. You know, they were already calling him the chosen one. Nike gave him a $90-something million contract before he touched the NBA court. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he lived up to all expectations. Like we talked about on a couple shows ago. You know, it got to the point in the Eastern Conference. You're like, okay, so who LeBron going against this year in the finals? Like you knew he was going to the finals. Like there was nobody in the East that was going to stop him. Even when we tried to pretend and tell ourselves, man, the Bulls got a chance, we knew deep down they didn't have no chance. No. Not against Miami. Not with Derrick Rose going against the big three by itself.
Right. And if Bron, the most impressive game I've ever seen of Bron in the playoffs, that game 6 at the Boston Garden, we were down 3-2. That's when, if he would play like that all the time, he would be one of my favorites.
Yeah. that game was nasty.
There was no smiling. There was no hee nothing. That was Jordan-esque. But he doesn't have that mental all the time. So that's where I kind of criticize him. But if he was like that all the time, well, then we could have a conversation about GOATs and all that.
Yeah. Do you guys agree that if Steph Curry wins the final MVP, that he's in the top 10 all time now?
Yeah, I would.
I think he's already like top 12 to me. I think you can make a case to put him over Chamberlain, because like Chamberlain, Russell, those are like on my lower end of the totem pole when it comes to top 10. Right. I think he starts to make it. You can put him over Larry Bird. Because people don't understand. I love Larry Bird, but Larry Bird was only Finals MVP twice. I don't know how many times he was the league MVP, and he's had some final games where he's only scored 8 points, 10 points. People don't talk about that, but you know the finals that they did won, he wasn't the MVP all the time. Cornbread Maxwell, you know what I'm saying? Right. So you know that's without saying. You know, I think he can. You look up, you Kobe. I mean, he's gonna jump up past a lot of people. Steph will. To me, what's up, gang?
Hey, what's going on, Gridiron? Yeah, he's definitely top 10 with the finals MVP. Yeah, he'll be top 10 all time.
What you think, Chris?
No, I agree. I think I've always said that. I think Curry's kind of gets underrated for as great as he is. He don't get the respect from the national media and everybody that he should.
Exactly.
You still just hear him. Oh, he's just a shooter. He's just a shooter. No, he does a lot more than just shoot.
That's right.
And like when you talk about best players in the game, nobody ever hardly mentions him, and he should be in that conversation, especially best players playing right now. He should be in that conversation.
Yes, he should.
But you don't hear his name in that conversation,
especially because he's revolutionized the game. Like you know, when you're a game changer, when you look at people like Michael Jordan, who you know made it possible for people to play above the rim. You look at people like Dr. J, who was his predecessor. You look at people like Magic Johnson, who made it possible for the LeBron Jameses of the world, the Ben Simmonses of the world, you know, these tall point Lucas, these tall point forwards, you know what I mean? Steph Curry is right up there. We're talking about game change. We're talking about a guy who made the 3-point shot cool.
Yeah.
Like we saw Reggie, you know, we saw Ray Allen. Yeah. We've seen, you know, the Michael Reds, the JJ Redicks, the Kyle Korvers of the world. But Steph Curry made it cool. He brought swag to the 3-point shot, the shimmies, the distance, the lookaways, like stuff that you would get benched for any other time.
Yep.
Like I ain't never like, and I can say this: Steph Curry is probably the person I've seen in the NBA with the most ultimate green light. Like you can shoot whatever shot you want to shoot. Steve Kerr doesn't care. How you doing? Thank you for the support.
From Australia.
Oh well, thank you from down under.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I agree. I'm gonna watch that Novak and Djokovic or Nadal game today.
Tennis.
They got,
tennis, yeah.
Novak against Nadal and that it's a major. I forget which. It's the
French Open. It's
French.
Yeah. I will be watching that as well. When they play each other, it's always good. So yeah.
I was telling somebody yesterday. I said that's a sport because he goes, "You watch tennis?" I'm like, "Dude,
tennis is fun
to watch, especially when you get like Nadal and Djokovic playing each other. You get two of the top players. It's fun to watch them go at it."
Definitely. I've watched more women's tennis over the years than men, just because of Serena and all that. But
the only thing I don't like about it
is good.
Is most of the majors being in other countries, the games are on like at 4, 5, 3, 4 in the morning here.
Yep.
So sometimes it makes it kind of hard to watch because you got to stay up all night to watch it. But other than that, I enjoy watching tennis.
Oh yeah. Tennis is fun to watch. I like it.
Did you see this, Greg? Where Tommy Pham from the Reds slapped Jock Peterson over the weekend?
I seen the video. Yeah. He got suspended for slapping his.
Suspended 3 games.
Yeah, slapping his own teammate.
Oh Lord.
I don't know what I think they said it was something about fantasy football or something, whatever it was. That's just being silly. If I was the Reds, I would find him too.
A dispute within a fantasy football league in which the 2 players participated.
That's crazy.
Did you guys see this? Tampa Bay just signed Akeem Hicks from us.
What? They got Akeem Hicks?
Yeah. That's what they just posted this on the ASAP message.
Okay. Look at Tom Brady going to end up back in the fucking Super Bowl.
But you know what?
Tampa Bay will figure out a way to get back there. What?
It's gonna make it more fun when Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs go in there and still
my homeboy.
Yeah, my homeboy is still gonna beat him.
Patrick, my homeboy. You know what though?
He's still gonna beat him.
As long as Tom Brady is in the NFL, I'm always going for the Bucks. Bucks and the Bears, same way it is for me in NBA. Bulls and whatever team Steph Curry playing on. And in the NFL is Bears and whatever team Tom Brady is playing on. And after that, I don't know who my new favorite player is going to be. I thought about it being Mahomes.
Come on, Rob.
But it's not going. It would not happen until Tom Brady officially retires, man.
Okay.
When I tell you, I take my favorite player seriously, bro.
Brady's great. I can't ever say he was my favorite. I have to hate Tom Brady.
I know. I know. Nobody likes the Colts, Chris. Peyton Manning, he hurt too many feelings, man.
We hurt mine lots of times.
He hurt our feelings, especially in that Super Bowl. Lord Jesus, me and Chris was talking about that. Man, I thought we had it. Devin
everybody did.
And I was like, oh man, Thomas Jones did run like a 54 yard.
I'm telling you, I about had a heart attack when Hester ran that damn kickoff back for a touchdown.
I was like, man, and then Peyton Manning said,
what are we doing?
Peyton said, hold my drink. He said, I'm tired of playing with these boys now. I'm tired. Omaha. Hey, I'm just telling you though, man. The Bears don't never do nothing. It's almost a travesty to like this team. I'm tired of their front office. I'm tired of the owners. It's just like we don't give nobody no money in Chicago. That's why the Cubs suck. I don't want to give nobody no money.
Have the Bears always been your football team?
Always, because I'm a Chicago guy through and through. through and through. And we always like, even when we was the monsters of the Midway, I'm like, how do we have such a great defense and we can't get a quarterback to save our damn lives? We went through Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, and a bunch of scrubs, Caleb Haney's of the world. Come on, y'all. What's going on? Then we got Jay Cutler. I got a little happy, but then they let him get his ass beat so much. The offensive line didn't protect nothing. Couldn't stop, man.
Hey, Rex Grossman took you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. He got there.
Yeah, but
he
then what he do? And I don't even think he took us to the Super Bowl. I think he came in.
He came in
because Kyle Orton was playing most of that season.
Yeah. Then Rex.
I remember like it was yesterday.
It was the Bears' defense and running game,
and special teams.
Yeah, special.
That was the year Devin Hester made magic.
Yep.
I remember watching them in that Arizona game, and they are who we thought they were. He was so pissed. Oh my God, that made my. They are who we thought they were.
One of the best press conferences ever.
He was pissed off. I would have been pissed too.
Him and with Jim Moore with the playoffs.
Oh yeah, he was.
We gave him a winning game, but you were talking about playoffs.
You talk about playoffs.
Jim Moore was very upset that day.
Yeah. Come on, bro. We throwing away these games. You talking about some damn playoffs? We can't even think about no playoffs.
But Jim Moore always had the best sound bites. Even back when he was coaching the Saints back in the day, he would have sound like, "Oh, what was that one?" He's like, I can't remember how it went. It was like, you don't know and you'll never know. But you'll never know. And he was like,
he hit it with the Kanye.
Yeah.
He hit it with the Kanye. You don't have all the answers, Slade.
Jim Moore was a walking soundbite. Yes, he was.
Oh my God, bro. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, yeah, I remember that one. I remember they are who they thought we were. That was just, I wanted a T-shirt that said that.
Yeah,
like I wanted that with Devin Hester running the touchdown on the back. And you know who used to be so sad to me on the Bears, man? It was Mike Brown, because he had so much potential as a safety. He couldn't. You want to talk about a dude that could never stay healthy? Mm-hmm. Every time I looked up, Mike Brown was hurt. I was like, damn, man. Like,
Mike Brown. The DA dismissed charges against Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, we saw that.
Wow.
Okay. I saw somebody put that in the ASAP group this morning.
Jeudy is free.
Yeah, he's free.
These athletes need to stop getting in trouble, man. They need to get their life in order.
Man,
they need to get their life in order. Well, let me hold some of that money. I won't get in trouble. That'll keep me out of trouble. Where Rob at? Somewhere where it's nice out.
Another topic I thought would be good to talk about: DARVIN HAMM getting hired as the Lakers.
Yeah,
DARVIN. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Well, Brown, he got another yes, man. So there it is. But if it doesn't work out, of course, it's DARVIN HAMM's fault. So
yeah,
it's already set up.
Are they going to let Hamm pick his assistant coaches, or are they making them? Or are they going to do like they did with the last coach and they're hiring their own assistants?
According from what I understood, he's gonna have a little bit more control than what Vogel had. Okay. So, and I think that's.
But is he gonna have more control than Vogel had? Is it gonna be more like he's gonna go to LeBron? I know that voice. LeBron.
What's
up? Is he gonna go to LeBron and be like, LeBron? What do you want? What's going on, Rob?
What's going on, Dustin?
Yeah, is he gonna go? Yeah, is he gonna go to LeBron and be like, LeBron? Who do you want me to have as an assistant? Who do you want me to have as this coach? Who do you want me to have as this coach? Like, yes, he might have more say in the options that he wants to bring to the table, but is he going to have more say in general? Because, given that LeBron has played for him before in Cleveland and whatnot, he's still going to ask LeBron's input as to who he wants as assistant coaches. So putting it that way, he's still not going to have as much say as you would think.
True.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if he was really going to have more control than what Vogel did. Because to me, they use Vogel as a scapegoat. You win a championship, then you have a bad year. You're out of here.
I'd be nervous about taking that job. Honestly, I would be nervous.
Honestly,
taking
I
job.
wouldn't. I would be less nervous this time around because they're keeping Russell Westbrook. And because they're keeping Russell Westbrook, no one's going to expect you to come in there and win that first year. So if you go in there and you have like a losing record, but you show signs of improvement, nobody's going to look at you differently. But if you have Russell Westbrook, all of a sudden you go in there and are competing for a playoff spot and maybe even get in as a play-in, well, then you're looking like a good hire because you did pretty much something that Vogel couldn't do with Westbrook.
Mm.
Yeah. They're going to have to, if they're going to go with Russ still on their team, I don't see how this thing works, honestly. It's going to be the same as what we just saw. One of the problems is Russell Westbrook. And if he's still going to be on the team, the Lakers are not going to go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
What was Westbrook's biggest problem this year? Was it turnovers? I didn't watch a lot of Lakers games, so I just heard everybody was blaming most of it on him, and like Freddie and everybody in the group chat was always talking about how Westbrook was killing the Lakers.
Yeah, like turnovers has always been an issue for him, but unlike in the previous seasons, his turnovers this year were just careless and mental, where he would make bad passes, where he would step out of bounds or dribble a ball out of bounds trying to go to the baseline. Like, those are turnovers that teams are not going to forgive you for, as opposed to, like, if you're driving down the lane and get called for a charge, or if you're driving down the lane and you try to kick the pass out to the three-point line and you kind of under or overthrow the guy, they're not going to kind of criticize you as much as you're making careless mistakes like he did this year. But the other thing that people are criticizing him on this year was his defensive performance overall, where when he was guarding the other team's opposing point guard, the opposing point guard shot 78% off of him. Okay. Why even bother playing defense if you're letting a guy basically meet 4 out of every 5 shots when he has you?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the situation. I mean, Russ doesn't play real good defense, and then on offense, he's turning the ball over or doing something dumb. So if he's still on the Lakers, even though they have a new coach, it's still going to be the same stuff happening. That's why I'm not understanding why Russ is still there.
Because they can't find the right trade
contract. Yeah,
$49 million is why he's still there. He is the Jason Hayward of the NBA, where you have a contract that physically can't be moved because no one's going to take it.
Wow. So they're stuck with him for the next 4 years, basically.
No, he's got 1 year left. He's got
1 year. Okay.
Yeah, he's got this year at $49 million. But the problem is, you're either on the hook for all $49 million if you keep him, or if you cut him, you're still on the hook for $30 million. So even if you cut him, you still owe him $30 million. So at that point, you're still putting your franchise in. I would say you put your franchise in even a worse position if you get rid of him, just because you still owe the guy $30 million, and he is a proven veteran and a guy that can score 20 to 30 points a game, sometimes not consistently. So getting rid of him in that sense of things kind of hurts your team more than just keeping him. But the money side of things are what's going to hurt that Laker team again this year, because I think the salary cap's going to be $210 million next year, I think, and 50% of your salary cap's going to be tied up between LeBron James and Russell Westbrook.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a good formula for success.
Nope. And then Anthony Davis is making 30-some million, so about 60 to 65% of your salary cap is on those 3 players.
And Yuki, I'm not sure why my profile picture is JJ Watt. For some reason, sometimes on ASAP it does that. Rob is wearing a Warriors hat because he's a big Steph Curry fan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And don't question what I do.
Rob, you're such a damn bandwagon fan.
Hey, what's up, Damien? I thank you for my apology, my boy. I appreciate that.
He's saying Celtics and 5.
Hey, you know what? A stat guy, to answer your question as well, to answer your statement, I should say, I'm actually not a bandwagon fan because
I know I'm giving you crap because that's what everybody else tells you.
Look, I was happy when Kevin Durant left, so all the bandwagon people was gone.
Yeah. No, I always just give you crap on it because everyone else gives you crap on it. But
everybody want to give me crap like they ain't never heard this story before.
See, like I'm the opposite of you. Oklahoma City is my second favorite NBA team because I've always been a Durant fan. So when Durant went to Seattle and then they moved to Oklahoma City, obviously I still followed Oklahoma City because that's where Durant went.
Oh shit!
I got you. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Rob is like
no. Rob got one NBA. Rob got one NBA team and a favorite player. Wait till I pull out this Grizzlies hat next year. No,
Freddie will be Rams, Packers, Giants.
Hey, and to my credit, I chose the Warriors at the beginning of the season. Freddie chose to go for the Rams when they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like a week before the Super Bowl, all of a sudden he was a Rams fan.
He's like, "Oh, I'm a Rams fan." I say, "Oh, wow." I said before the season started that the Warriors was gonna win it all.
Right.
I need you to understand me.
And I picked Golden State once the playoffs started. I said Golden State was gonna win.
Man, they were looking too good. Man, when they had that little stretch in the regular season, I told people, I say, this not even this without Clay. I said, wait till close out Clay get back.
Yeah, I need to go back and look at when I started with ASAP back in December. I might have picked Golden State back in December when it was announced that Thompson would be coming back. And that's when I think they were only 2 games behind Phoenix at that point before they went into that 9-game losing streak.
And they needed them losses to keep them humble. To let them know, keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, definitely.
Every team needs those losses, man. You need those losses to show you what you're doing wrong. Steph was like, okay, maybe I'm relying too much on the 3-point shot. I need to start taking the ball in more like my boy Jordan Poole. That's how you get finals. I should say Western Conference Finals MVP. And it was going to be a travesty if Boston didn't win it. If you don't get the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP in Boston and you that close after who you just beat, you just swept Durant, you just beat the defending champion, you better win this damn war.
You better get it.
Boston wouldn't have let you hear the end of it. I can see pride right now. Yeah, boy, we talked about that. The Bears is always letting everybody go.
The Bucks pass rush obviously has gotten better now with that pick, and it'll make October 2nd's game with them, the Chiefs and the Bucks. It makes it that much harder, but I got Patrick Mahomes, so it's
Greg is gonna live or ride or die with Pat Mahomes.
Hey, that's my guy, man. That's it.
Everybody, if you don't know nothing about Greg, love his Kansas City Chiefs.
We'll definitely be talking about.
Don't make him come in here and boy, when he come, I can't believe we did that.
Yeah, just wait till football season starts.
Oh, man.
Hey, football is one of the most beautiful, most frustrating sports you can watch.
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you something. Boy, you be up there and your team make one dumb move, like a dude running in the end zone and forgetting that he has to let his feet go past before he throw the ball there. Like, what is you thinking, bro?
Yeah. Or for me, being a Chiefs fan, I had to live with Daniel Sorensen blowing coverages all season. So, and it's irritating because I have a coach's mind when it comes to football. So I have a pretty good understanding where the safety is supposed to be at on every big
Daniel
play.
Sorensen was not there.
Yeah, he's not there. And I'm like, dude, what is you? You are stay back here. Don't try to come up, try to stop the run. Don't try to do no. I need you to stay back there.
I don't think it was bad as watching the Bears offensive line.
Oh well, yeah,
that was bad.
Yeah,
like I felt sorry.
I don't think
you feel sorry for the quarterback. Like really, you can't.
I don't think it was as bad as watching Mike Zimmer figure out new ways to lose a game in the fourth quarter every week.
Oh Lord, I'm glad Mike Zimmer wasn't my coach. I want to talk bad every week on Mike. So I said, this dude is an idiot. Like,
it'll been a couple shame on you moments.
Boy,
I gotta say, my show called Shame on You.
And there's a reason why he's not even a defensive coordinator anymore. Because nobody wants him even in their organization at this point.
Exactly.
You see Nick Saban now is talking about something. I have no problem with Jimbo at all. We knew what it was about.
Jimbo ain't letting it go.
No, he's not letting it go.
But you know what it was? Nick Saban tried to use Deion and Jimbo as a way to tell Alabama we need to spend more money.
See,
that's
the thing is,
what it was.
You didn't use it the right way because first of all, Jimbo, like what we doing over here got to do with you? This is in Texas. What they got to do with Bama? And Deion Sanders is like, where am I getting $1 million from?
Yep.
You know, you don't even know what you're talking about, bro. He said the refs didn't give a damn about Fields. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. It was sad. It was hurtful to watch Justin Fields play the game. I almost felt. I felt like you'll see the look at his eye, like he like I want to be a Chicago Bears, but damn, they whooping my ass. Like,
oh man, but
yeah, Nick Saban just didn't go about that the right way.
Yeah, and that's what I said on my podcast last week. I said if Saban had an issue.
Yeah,
that's something you don't do in public. Somebody got Jimbo's number. Somebody in Alabama can get in contact with him. So you go ahead and go that route. You don't do it in front of the microphones.
And my thing was too, like I said before, you've been getting all the top recruits for as long as everybody can remember.
And you know dang well Alabama has been paying those top recruits.
Come on now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mac Jones was getting paid. Tua got paid.
Oh, yeah, they got paid.
They got paid.
Yeah, how you think
they was already coming into the NFL driving Cadillacs?
Well, how you think they get 5 or 6 deep in each position with 4 or 5-star players every? Look, players ain't coming there to sit if they're not getting. They're getting paid. If you're coming there to sit behind somebody. Come on.
Look at the quarterback situation. You had Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Matt.
And Bryce Young.
Come on.
Yeah, and Bryce Young.
Come on.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
You got each one, like, besides, I don't know what Bryce said, but you got 3 of those quarterbacks right now playing for the National Football League. You know how hard it is to play as a backup to still get drafted? And they all got drafted. That's, it's just.
And they all got drafted in the first round.
Every college team that is very good, Clemson and all these teams, they're giving some money away.
Yeah, this is exactly the point that Rob was just trying to make. Listen to Alabama's roster in 2017.
Okay.
You had Jalen Hurts was there. Calvin Ridley was there. Jerry Jeudy was there. Devontae Smith was there. Trayvon Diggs was there. Josh Jacobs was there. Bo Scarborough was there. Mac Jones, Henry Ruggs, Najee Harris, Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, half those players weren't even started.
Nope. Mm-mm. No, and I'm sure it was something in place like, hey, if you come to Bama, we'll give you this much, and then once you start, we can throw you a little something more or something. These things happen, and I don't have a problem with it. Some people think, morals and all that, but you got to do what you got to do in order to win games. So I have no problem with Saban and Dabo and whoever else is doing it, Jimbo, getting the best players because they got to win games. they got to be in the college football playoffs. So whatever you got to do that, I mean, do it. Just like back in the day when Pete Carroll and the Trojans had got in trouble with all the Reggie Bush stuff. I didn't think that punishment was fair because okay, they got a little house somewhere and a car. Like, really? We're gonna give them a 2-year probation. They can't be in no type of playoffs or bowl games because of a car and a house somebody got. Like that, So I'm good with whatever you got to do to win. Do it.
Yeah, and he'd come out complaining like they wasn't doing it. But I mean, all the top programs are paying players.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah.
They've been doing it in football, basketball, and a lot of the main college sports for a long time.
Yeah,
I forgot Derrick Henry played for Bama.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Dang, Bama get all the good people.
Yeah,
it's hard to beat a team like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just don't understand a lot of these recruits either, though. Like, I get that as a recruit, you want to go to the best programs and you want to win like a national championship and things like that. But when it comes to guys like Bryce Young, Tua, Jalen Hurts, or Mac Jones, wouldn't you want to go to a program where you can start right away, as opposed to sitting behind 2 or 3 other guys and maybe not even seeing the field till you're a senior?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's different too, though, when you think about it from this aspect of I'm going in with the utmost confidence that I could beat whoever out for this starting role. So they're not thinking that I'm gonna be the backup player. They're thinking they're gonna be the starter for this team. So and not to mention, it has a lot to do with the NFL scouts. Unfortunately, it's not equal.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
They go look at certain teams.
Yeah.
So you figure if I can get two good quarters, you know what I'm saying, for as the backup, rather than going to one of these smaller institutions and not getting looked at all, and I'm the starter. Because think about how the rankings go for quarterbacks. That it's some quarterbacks out here with some great stats, but due to the conference, the school they play in, sometimes they get overlooked.
Yeah, but look at DJ Uga. I can't even pronounce his last name. The guy from Clemson, DJ Ugalele or whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that when he committed to Clemson, he honestly thought he was going to beat out Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Like, what's the point of going to Clemson when you had to sit behind Trevor Lawrence for 3 years before you got your shot? When you were the number 1 ranked high school quarterback coming out of high school, you could have signed with any program in the country and you would have started right away. And yet you chose to go to Clemson because they were the 2-time national champions, but you weren't going to start for 3 years. And those are the players that I just don't understand it. Like, you're number 1 in the nation for your position. Any school that you go to, you're going to basically start in week 1. Why go to a team that has Trevor Lawrence that you're only going to see the field if you're blowing people out by 50?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'd want to go somewhere and play and show what I can do. I understand Alabama, they get a lot of them people over because of that, because they figure, I'm going to get seen by NFL scouts.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
But still, I would think if you go to another college and you ball out and have a great year, you're going to your draft stock's going to be higher than just you played at Alabama, but you really didn't play. Yeah, the NFL scouts saw you, but at least the NFL scouts are getting to see, if you play for another team, they're getting to see you in game action.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you can say about Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts went to Oklahoma, he probably wouldn't have got drafted. But because he transferred out of Alabama to go to Oklahoma and then ended up having that one great year in Oklahoma, people said that that's the type of quarterback he's always been, and he ended up being a 2nd-round pick.
That's right. And plus, and what makes it all funny is we know that, okay, Bama, they give away stuff and all that. And they're there. Most of the players are there to be seen by scouts, and also to win and all that. But nobody actually willingly wants to go live in Bama. Let's just be honest. You 18, 19 years old. Well, heck yeah, I want to go to school in Alabama for 3. No. No, nobody.
Yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room. If he black.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that scouts need to realize when looking at that too. Let's just say I'll use Jalen Hurts as an example again. Let's just say Jalen Hurts comes into Alabama, sits for 3 years, and then has an amazing senior year. But then you look at the weapons that he had around him in Alabama. Everyone's going to be like, well, obviously Alabama has the best weapons, so of course you're going to be a good quarterback. Right. Look at what he did in Oklahoma. He did not have nearly the type of weapons that Alabama had in Oklahoma. And yet he put up just as good, if not better, numbers than what Tua put up and what Mac Jones and some of these other guys put up, just because he probably had more overall talent than Mac Jones had. It's just that Mac Jones had more weapons than what Jalen Hurts had, so the numbers are going to look a lot different.
Man.
Oh, yeah. You see sometimes where you get these quarterbacks that play at smaller colleges and put up all these great numbers, but they don't get drafted till 4th, 5th, 6th round, even though they put up numbers comparable to these other quarterbacks, but they didn't play they get looked at as not playing the same level of competition.
All right. Oh, Hicks got paid $10 million. Mm-hmm. If that was the case, the Chiefs should have gave Hakeem Hicks $10 million. He could have played for us if that was all he wanted.
Over here.
Yeah, that's all he wanted. Yeah, we definitely could have did that.
Stat Guy, what is your thoughts on the NBA Finals? We all had me and Greg said Warriors in 6. Robert said Warriors in 5.
I'll say Warriors in 6. I want to say Warriors in 5, but I'm going to give Boston a little bit more credit than that, just because Boston has been probably the best team in the NBA since the end of January, and they deserve to be here. They've proven that the first half of the year was kind of a feeling out process with a new head coach and kind of figuring out what works for him, what doesn't work for him, and once he figured out what works for him, it obviously clicked. And now that he knows what works for him, the team is kind of feeding off of that. So I like them to give Golden State a battle, but when it comes to the finals, it's all about experience. And obviously we know that Golden State has years more experience than anybody on that Celtics roster right now in the NBA Finals.
And like I said, how much does the Celtics have left in mentally and physically, energy-wise? I mean, you're coming off two 7-game hard-fought series where the Warriors are going to have a week off before they play their first finals game.
Yep.
Yep, you have to have the week off, yeah. The only way I can see the Celtics winning game 1 is just because Golden State will be rusty from being off for that week. So if they're not rusty, then I have the Warriors winning game 1.
I wish it was starting sooner. I hate that they're waiting until Thursday to start it, because that's on right now with Batewell. Hockey's on. Got the hockey playoffs on, but other than that, it's just baseball right now.
Yeah.
They trying to get as much basketball as they can. Talking about Celtics at 6. No, that not be the case. Thank you. Come again.
Yuki says 6. Damian Hernandez says 5.
Damian just doesn't want to see the Warriors win. I think he would have went for any team against the Warriors. I don't know why people got this so much hate in their heart for the Golden State Warriors.
And some people dislike Steph Curry, which I don't understand. Like, people really do. It's like, oh, I have the way he chews his mouthpiece. Or it's like, what?
He chews his mouth. He chews his mouthpiece the same way Patrick Mahomes does it. Nobody hates Mahomes.
Right, exactly. It's like, what are we talking?
But you know what though? I was watching him actually answer a question about that, and it's something just habitual. It actually helps him, like kind of like Jordan sticking out his tongue. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's his signature.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm surprised me and Pride don't have a bet for this series. I told him he was right that the Celtics would beat up on the Bulls, so I went to go get their older brother and Steph Curry. Take care of family business.
Stat guy made a great point here in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's 3 years in Miami. He has won more playoff series than the Bulls franchise post Jordan era.
Just rub it in, why don't you, Stat guy?
And yet the old regime said Jimmy Butler wasn't worth a supermax contract.
He's a me and Greg, we just came to that realization. I think Gonzo agreed. Mm-hmm. He's a superstar.
Well, it's a superstar.
Jimmy's a superstar. He's proven his worth because in the last couple of years, you know, you kept your team right there at the dance. You know, we know that Miami's been missing. They're missing pieces that have helped them get over that hump. But the fact that they've been there, and he made it competitive against LeBron. Mm-hmm. So, you know, hopefully they get Jimmy some help. I honestly, you see the way Joel talking, maybe Joel might want to go play with Miami now.
That's exactly what I should put about to put in the private chat.
Look at that. Look, great minds think alike, Stan.
There is a thing actually out of Miami. There's actually reports out of Miami right now that if Philadelphia ends up committing to James Harden long term, Miami's going to make a run at Joel Embiid.
Why not?
And sending basically Bam Adebayo and a couple pieces back to Philadelphia in place of Joel Embiid.
I would pull that trigger in a heartbeat.
Yep, finals. If they do that, Miami Heat's gonna be in the NBA Finals next season. I'm gonna go ahead and call that right now.
Joel Embiid actually got mad at the Philadelphia organization when they let Jimmy go. He said, "For what?
Mm-hmm.
For what?" Because Jimmy clearly had a great relationship with Joel Embiid. They played great together on the basketball court. And Joel Embiid was the type of player. I mean, Jimmy Butler was the type of player that Joel Embiid wanted to play with. Somebody that's fearless, that's going to take those shots.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Jimmy is clutch. I don't care what nobody said. I've seen Jimmy hit some clutch shots.
Yeah, I never understood why they got rid of Butler.
Because they felt
he wasn't worth the or Philadelphia. You talking?
Yeah, they felt
that him and Embiid could not play together.
Man, they played great together to me.
They played great, yeah.
That Philadelphia's team was actually kind of scary at first.
Well, there was a lot.
They had like a big four.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had Ben Simmons, Tobias, Jimmy, and Joel.
Embiid is overrated.
Hey, boy, watch your mouth, boy. What's wrong with you, Damian? I don't think he McCullough, is he about to call it quits?
I don't know if he's calling it quits, but I know he is going to do the alternate feed for ESPN for the finals. He signed as an analyst with ESPN.
Well, I know he's had his podcast and everything, but I haven't really seen enough of CJ's personality to know if he'll be a good color commentator or a good analyst for the NBA.
Yeah, I just saw last night that he was going to be an analyst. I guess they're going to do an alternate feed on ESPN2. So they'll have they'll have an ESPN and ESPN2. I don't know why they do that alternate feed stuff now, but
because you know what though, I see a lot of NBA players try to do that. It takes a different kind of. I think inside the NBA is kind of set that formula of how to do that, but you got to remember Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal are two personalities that are just meant for TV. You know what I mean? They have fun, they're crazy. Like when I look at Inside the NBA on Tuesdays, it's not that fun watching just Dwayne. Like Candace Parker and Shaq has a good thing going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But Dwayne Wade kind of boring.
Yeah, he is. That's
you know. So
yeah,
I'm just being real. You know.
Yeah, he is.
You gotta have that personality. Like Kenny the Jet Smith understand his role. Like he makes jokes here and there, but Kenny is the informative guy on inside the NBA. Shaq and Charles are there for their personalities. Charles is crazy and he don't care what he says. He doesn't mute his mouth for nobody.
No, he doesn't.
And Shaq has always been the personality. The Can You Dig It's and all that, and bringing out the Shaq phone, which was a shoe that was a size 24. Do you remember that Shaq phone? He pulled out for the All-Star. It was his shoe.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was it? Like a size 26?
Size 32.
That's crazy, boy. This is who people had to play against.
Yep.
He said Drew Brees with football, just stay home and watch. Your body can't take it no more. Who's trying to come back in basketball?
I'm not sure.
Hey, Yuki, who's coming back? Who?
Stat guy, he made another good point in the private chat. That's why Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Because when it was time, he didn't lose.
Yeah, that's all you got to know. And people hate that. People hate that argument, but I tell people at the same time, but it's true.
Yep,
it's true. Being undefeated in the finals wasn't an easy task.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that stat earlier this morning about the Celtics. Celtics having the best record against Steve Kerr.
Yeah, they're 9-7. Yeah.
Oh, he was talking about McCollum. He said, "Let's hope McCollum doesn't come back." Just like Drew Brees with football, just stay home and watch football.
Well, no, I want to see McCollum come back because I want to see him paired with Zion and Ingram next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. McCollum. Once he got the Pelicans, they turned their season around.
The guy's got a fake lung, and he's playing better with a fake lung than he had with two healthy lungs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Patrick Beverly of YouTube. Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh my God.
That's an interesting name. Yeah.
Patrick Beverly has been so funny.
Yes.
Have y'all watched him on First Take?
Yes.
Oh my God. What's his problem with Chris Paul? Dude
hates Chris Paul.
That is hilarious.
He does.
He called that man a cone.
Straight up cone.
I really wanted somebody, and don't get me wrong, I love Pat Beverly. He's from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody really needed to go up there and talk to him and say, boy, what have you done for you to be talking so crazy?
See, that's the pathetic thing about this. Patrick Beverly has never been relevant in his entire NBA career until now, and it's for something he didn't even do on the court.
Right. Nope. It's like, what have you done for you to talk so reckless to Chris Paul? You ain't done nothing, my boy.
Nope.
Like you almost considered a bum. Like I'm just being real. And he talked like he's so great defensively. I'm like, you never won a defensive player of the year. You don't even play defense consistently because the notes that are out on you is that just let the game prolong. He'll slow down eventually. Ja killed you. Luka killed you. Steph has killed you. CP3 has killed you. Kevin Durant killed you. Why are you talking so reckless? I just didn't understand that, bro. Like, it was funny. Don't get me wrong. He got a lot of views on First Take. But it's like, dude, you talking like you one of them dudes in the NBA. You are not. You never been an all-star. Nothing. NBA, nothing. What are we talking about here? You let Pat Beverly tell her he was a 5-time champion. 2-time MVP the way he was talking.
Always been and always ever been known for is being annoying on defense.
Oh my God, man, Dustin, I'm glad you felt the same way, bro. Cause I was sitting up there wondering, like, where do you get the cojones to talk like that, bro?
CP3's done a hell of a lot more than what Patrick Beverly has, David. Patrick Beverly is Devontae's perfect in the NBA.
That's crazy.
Hey,
Patrick Beverly of YouTube says Pat Bev is a top 7 defender currently in the NBA.
Not to me.
I mean, he's good on defense, but yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and head out, guys. I gotta start getting ready for work.
Thoughts. I'm gonna go to final thoughts because I have another show that starts here in a few minutes as well. So
okay, yeah, I have the Warriors winning in 6 games. That's my final thought.
All right, you gonna be on tomorrow?
Yes, I will. I'll be on tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
How about you, Stat Guy? You got any final thoughts?
Nah, I don't have any final thoughts, but I'm going to plug my Chicago Sports HQ podcast here. And Rob, you might be able to appreciate this either this week Friday or next week Monday. David Kaplan's going to be joining me to talk baseball and talk Bears on the podcast.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Awesome.
Okay, I see you, my boy.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob? You got any final thoughts?
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors. And also check out Rob's 2 Cents. I'll probably have a new episode either Wednesday or Thursday. Finals preview, talking about the fight, what went down with Javante Tank Davis. Talking about future predictions coming up for the NFL. So yeah, it's getting time. You know, sooner or later it's gonna be back cold outside, and we're gonna be talking football.
Yeah, almost that time. Not too long.
And speaking of predictions, Gonzo and myself are going to be breaking down the NCAA baseball tournament on Thursday. Also,
okay.
After the afternoon show before the tournament actually starts on Friday.
All right, awesome.
Had to check that out, you guys. Can't wait to see.
All right. Well, thank everybody for joining us today for the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. We will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
We gone.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.